Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm grateful you chose to hang out with me here yet again with Wisdom on Wednesday. And I'm Ray, your host for about 15 minutes to discuss some things that are on everybody's mind, to discuss some things we can properly put in proper perspective if we spend a little bit of time together in conversation. So I need your help. I need you to continue commenting. I need you to continue making posts about our podcast, sharing our podcast, interacting with our podcast. I can appreciate that. And hopefully we can dig into something that'll help us all grow. So per usual, wise people, spending time with the Lord. There's a lot going on. Spending time looking for content that we can share, looking for content that can encourage my soul. So today, wise people, don't be distracted. Wise people, don't be distracted. As we all have the opportunity to hear and see all types of things that are going on, things that some people are cheering for, some people are very sad about. Any direction you look in 2025, October, it seems like there's bad news everywhere you turn. It seems like if you look to people who are into politics, there's one side that's winning, there's one side that's losing. And unfortunately, it's not good news. You can't even go and have conversations with people that you trust or you enjoy their intellectual properties. You want to talk and have a conversation, but people have made their allegiances and they've drawn their lines in the sand. But this is unfortunate because there's a bigger thing at play. I believe that there are bigger fish to fry, but if we can focus on things on this earth, if we can focus on things that keep us divided, if we can focus on things that allow us to not move forward, but to stand still, paralyzed by fear and anxiety, the enemy's winning. So my encouragement to you, to myself, to my family, to all those who care to hear what I have to say, don't fall for the distractions. You see, distractions will permeate the fears that are deep down inside. Distractions will always leave you in a perplexed place of always wondering what if or what's to come. Distractions are designed to keep your eyes off of the main agenda. Distractions are designed to keep you from going where you're supposed to go. I remember when I played baseball as a young man, most of my best games were in the field, in the abandoned field, flat field. We played everything: baseball, kickball, basketball on a tree, all types of things in this field. But when I had the opportunity to play for an organized team, we went and played some young boys, but they were a lot bigger than us. And we all were excited. We were able to use aluminum bats, so we all thought we would be able to hit that ball the same way we used to hit that tennis ball in the field. But they had this pitcher who was a master of making us look like it was coming across the plate because of how hard he threw it. But at the last minute, the very last minute, it seemed like right before I was ready to swing, that the pitch would take a different direction. You see, my focus wasn't on the pitcher's hand. My focus was on the ball. And when I focused too much on the ball, I didn't understand the trajectory in which that the pitcher designed for the ball to actually go. So as long as I was focused on the ball coming near me, I couldn't actually coordinate or telegraph where the ball was going to end up. You see, that was a master successful pitcher because he mastered the art of making you look at the left hand when he was actually taking money out of your pocket with the right hand. He was a master of distraction. And when people can master distraction, they can propagate fear. They can make you feel like the whole world's coming against you. It'll make you feel like you better run and move to another country. You need to jump ship from your job. You need to leave your family. You need to run away from everything. But ultimately, here's the question you got to ask yourself, wise people. If I'm so focused on what's wrong, when am I going to make things right in my life? All I can control are the things in my life. All I can control is how my grades are. All I can control is the type of employee I can be in my job. All I can control is what type of member of my family am I going to be? Am I going to be consistent or be paralyzed by fear because of what the TV told me to be afraid of? Am I going to be in a space to where I'm trying my best to do things that are completely out of my scope because somebody told me I should be afraid? And since I should be afraid, now I feel like there's no hope. I feel like there's no dreams. I feel like there's nothing to plan for because the world's coming to an end. Can you relate? I want to encourage you not to focus on those things that you can't control. Don't focus on those things that have rich people worried about. Don't worry about those things that are above your pay grade. But what you can do to make certain that you have peace, what you can do to make sure you have joy, is to make certain that you focus on the one who woke you up this morning. And when you can focus on the one who woke you up this morning, you understand that's a mighty act. That you were asleep, you were comatose, you were out of here. But the Lord called your name and gave you one more day. Now, when you're distracted, when you're fearful, when your anxiety is running rampant, look to the hills from which cometh your help. Your help comes from the Lord, the one who can actually answer your fears, the one who can actually bring you joy when you feel sad, depressed because of what you hear. Don't be distracted because it seems like everything's going awry. Don't be distracted because it seems like that thing you can't figure out in your body is going to ultimately take you out of here. The adversary's job, wise friend, is to make you afraid, to make you fearful, to make you feel like every cough you have that's been lingering too long is the one that's going to take you out. The devil is a liar. Understand without a shadow of a doubt, all relationships that are ordained for your life will work out. There's not a good relationship unless you have some friction every now and then. You see, you don't really understand the bandwidth of the love that you have for a person until you then fell out with each other and come back together. It's easy to love somebody and you've never had an argument. It's easy to plan dates and plan vacations with what you always agree with. But if you really want to find out what you have in a person, don't be distracted because you're in a rough season right now. Don't be distracted because it seems like you guys are not being able to hear each other or speak clearly to each other. Don't be distracted and think that the relationship is over just because you're in a season of disagreement. Understand this, wise people, that we're all going through different types of seasons at different times. And sometimes you're ace boom coom, somebody that you're really close to, somebody that you really have an affinity for. This is your person, or this is the family member that you really love, the one you felt the closest to you. And just because they're in a season of frustration doesn't mean they're going to forget about how important you are to them. You have to understand, wise friend, that we're all going to have ups and we're going to have downs. My Bible tells me this, that the rain falls on both the just and the unjust. So it's going to be days where things are going to not make sense. There are going to be days where you're going to not feel like doing something. But I encourage you to press on towards the mark of the high calling, which is in Christ Jesus. Don't be distracted. You see, because when you become distracted, you're not able to see where you're supposed to go. You know, when you're distracted, it's hard for you to focus on the places and the things that you're supposed to do. When you're distracted, it's easy to focus on yourself. And when you focus on yourself, fear is prevalent. And you know what happens when you fear. When you fear all the time, you can't focus on anything except your own survival. You want your reputation to survive. You want what people think about you to survive. You want what you think about yourself to survive. But ultimately, if you want to live, you're going to have to die to self. And when the adversary can't control you by threatening your livelihood, by threatening your life, and by threatening your next promotion, he can't threaten you. You see, the adversary is like a dog with no teeth. All he does is bring accusations. All he does is bark and make a whole lot of noise. But when you know where your help comes from, you can't be distracted. And sometimes we got to pinch ourselves. Sometimes we got to remind ourselves. And ultimately, we got to read and recognize who our Father is. Because we all get distracted sometimes. But you need that friend. You need that camaraderie partner that can come and let you know, hey, you've been tripping. You've been disillusioned. There's some things going on that you've been off your game. And we have to be in the space of allowing people to speak into our hearts and let us know that we've been off track. We might be mad. Our feelings may get hurt initially, but we have to have people in our lives that love us enough to let us know that we've been tripping. Can you relate? You see, I had the opportunity in my employment to learn how to drive an 18-wheeler. And it was an exciting task for me, something I thought I wanted to do. I said, I'm going to drive a truck. So I learned how to drive a truck. And everything about driving a truck is like counterintuitive of what I already knew about driving a car. You see, there was a process that I learned how to drive forward. 9 gears, and then there was a switch. You see, once I got to 9 gears, that's as far as I can go with the stick shift. But there was a switch that when I knew I got to the top of this transmission, I had to hit the switch because there were 9 more gears to go. And you see, if you forget and you get distracted while you're trying to watch the RPMs to get this big rig into the next gear, you can actually drop it high instead of low. And if you don't remember where you are because you're distracted by the things that you see in the front mirror, you see, there are some things that you're going to have to know and not look at the transmission in the floor. There were some places I needed to know. I needed to know where low was. I needed to know where low was on the left side. I needed to understand these things because if I looked down, that meant that I had the opportunity to run into the back of someone's car. So I guess you see where the story is going. I was trying to focus on the road because I was learning. I didn't have to clutch because I was shifting by RPMs, but I got lost. I didn't know if I was at 8 or if I was at 11. I forgot if I was at 6 or if I was at 14. And ultimately, I was just in this space of I was shifting gears, but I was distracted and I didn't know exactly where I was. Now, when you get distracted and you don't know where you are, you have the potential to hurt other people. Now you have the responsibility of managing your own business at this particular junction. It was a full loaded trailer, a 53-foot trailer with all type of product inside. And if I got lost and didn't understand what was going on, I could possibly hurt somebody. Now that story is big and ambiguous and somebody's like, what is he talking about? But ultimately, all I'm trying to tell you is that when you're distracted, you can hurt the people in your family. When you're distracted, you can hurt the people that you're responsible for. When you're distracted and take your eyes off of what you're supposed to be focusing on, ultimately, you can help people and you can hurt people. Wise people, let's stay focused. Let's not be distracted. Let's stay focused on what we're supposed to do. Keep our eyes up. Keep our head up. Don't let the burdens of the world have you cast down and looking at the floor. Don't let the setbacks, those things that hurt your feelings, those things that you wanted, but it didn't work out. Take that as a lesson and learn how to maneuver in the next situation. But if you focus too much on what went wrong yesterday, you'll find yourself depressed. And if you focus too much on the things that are coming, you'll find yourself being anxious. But just worry about today. This is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. That's being focused. That's being faithful. Because when you worry about the things that are out of your control, you'll find yourself being distracted. And when you're distracted, you're no good to anybody. When you're distracted, you only focus on self. When you're distracted, you may mess up and hurt the people around you because you're focused on the wrong thing. When you're distracted, it's hard to see the good that God has provided, and you only focus on the things that are going wrong. I pray that this word was encouraging for you today. It ultimately helped me understand some things and clear some things up in my mind. So I'm encouraged as well. But I don't want you to forget that God loves you more than you can possibly imagine. Trust Him with your life. Share this content with your friends. Repost it. Tag me in it if we're connected on social media. And if we're not connected on social media, my handle is @RayRuffin Jr. everywhere. So look me up, follow, let's connect. Let's continue to try our best to put out good content together. Thank you for being a part of the Wisdom on Wednesday community. God bless you and have a wonderful week. Take care.